Well, happy Friday. Been a long day, but finally ending Friday. It's about 5:30 or so. This is a Philodendron Verrucosum Amazon Sunset. The back is super striking. I have the regular Verrucosum, but this is the red. I like the Sunset. It did lose a leaf, and it's got a growth node right there. You know, technically I could really cut this and make it into a 2 plant. Unfortunately, this leaf dried. You know, I just learned that when I order these, it actually goes through a cleaning period because it's out of the country. So they actually clean this, and it's bare root when it's shipped. So a lot of them don't do too well. My El Chaco Red is literally just a chunk now, but I got it buried somewhere. So, well, getting back to this. This is I really like the red back. Is what made me order this one, and I'm glad it's got a good size. A lot of times when you order plants in a good size like this, you can almost double the plant. You can almost cut it. It did lose a leaf. The roots were somewhat decent when I got it. Again, my soils are pretty much basic, Leica, cocoa, and then perlites. And I put the moss up here just to hold the humidity, not humidity, but just kind of hold a little bit of moisture. They should drain well. Yeah, it's already draining. This one is draining really well, which is good. Again, with the your soil like such, and it drains well like that, just means you have to water more often. So you got to be mindful of that. So these terracotta pots are super. The holes are small. Most people like it small, but for plants, I like my holes to be a little bit bigger. It's a little bit too small. You know, if it was a little bit twice the size, I would put a mesh inside, and then it would just drain a lot faster. But long story short, it's okay. It's decent for what it does. And I typically just let water like this with a clear plastic, and then let the water drain. You saw how fast that was. That was pretty fast. And then once I let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then typically for my display area, I'll let it display like that, or let it sit like that. And I'm learning I don't like the clear plastic. It gets dirty super fast. So I'm gonna bring it up close. This is like typical of your philodendrons. Humidity anywhere from 50 to 75. The higher, the better. But and then, yeah, this one's actually got a couple growth nodes, and then I got a leaf. The growth nodes right there. And like I said, like I mentioned before earlier, I could technically cut here and make this propagate this into a 2-plant, and you already got a growth node growing right there. So, but yeah, I really like the back. The back is really nice. Then it's got the fuzzy little here. This is pretty cool. So this is bending due to my sun, not my sun, but my window, because what it is I have it set high, and they're bending down to get the sunlight. Hopefully I don't have it here, so hopefully I can enclose this place, and then put my plants here, and then put lights, and then they'll start reaching up. And this is another crawler, so I got to get us Well, this one doesn't really look like a crawler, so but I haven't really done the research, to be honest with you. I just bought it because it looks the red is awesome. You really kind of have to see their back in person. It's really nice. It's a striking, nice burgundy, reddish, I don't know how to explain it, chocolatey brown color. So let's hope that this is the Philodendron Verrucosum Amazon Sunset. So if you now, since I have my camera up here, you can see that I use that to wash my hands and whatnot. I got a turtle down there. Again, water it every 3 days. Humidity 50, 75. There's not a whole lot to it in direct sunlight. And they are slow growers from what I've gathered. But so I did lose a leaf. Since I'm running decent on time, I want to touch on imports. If you're planning to import plants, plan to be disappointed, and just you're gonna have to learn to take the risk, accept the risk. Some plants do not ship well. This one shipped pretty good. It did lose a leaf, but other than that, it's pretty healthy. The roots needs to be established, but that's something that you're gonna have to wanna take care or take the risk of, and understand that. I've read a lot of Reddits from this company that I've been ordering from, and people blog there, or not blog, but put up informations about. A lot of times they don't come back. They just become a chunk, and you lose all of your roots and you lose all your leaves, and they just become a chunk, and then they'll grow a year or so later. So if you can handle that, then you know it's by all means order it. But if you can't handle that kind of stuff, maybe importing is not something I would recommend for you. So I do have a chunk of El Chaco Red, and my Obliqua is not doing so well, truth be told. Otherwise, everything else is doing somewhat okay. So yeah, if you can, actually, you know, I would just recommend buying domestic. That way it's a little bit pricier, but they actually ship in pots. I've seen a lot of them are shipping in pots and cottons now. But this is a fairly big size, good size, so I don't know how you would ship this in pots. So that's the one pro about positives about ordering imports is sometimes you can get a decent size. So I actually really like this, so I'm really gonna try to keep this one. I had been just selling most of my plants just so I can get more stuff in. I did order a bunch of plants, so we'll start seeing a bunch of videos of me potting them. And not only that, I'll switch over here. This is what I got going on this weekend. I want to repot this monster. I want to repot this monster. It doesn't look nice the way it is. It's too messy down here. The pot's too big. And then I actually have two plants here, and I can't tell if this is a Borsigiana or Deliosa. So they are in the same pot. I have been told people do mix them together. And so I bought it like this, and it looks like it's two different plants in honesty. But I really want to repot this guy and get this guy into a nice, presentable, aesthetically looking, as opposed to how it is right now. It's just clumped all together, and I got a new growth going. I'm just really stoked that it's actually growing. You can't see it, but it's growing, so I'm happy, super happy. So, and then I got my Alocasia, and I want to say this is the Odora. And I really like this plant because it's really funny. It will only keep 3 leaves. When it grows a new one, the oldest one gets weak. I don't know if I've already cut the old one or not, but no, I haven't. This is the one that's the oldest. See how it's droopy? It's gonna die. It's giving way. it's giving its energy to the new growth. So I'll end up cutting this guy, and then the next one's gonna go, which is that big one back there, and so forth. So it's really funny. It only maintains 3 leaves. I'm fortunate, unlike these Regal Shield, this can hold a lot of leaves. And then this is a Calidora, which I thought was the same family, but it's holding 5 leaves right now. And it's, I think this one doesn't have a growth one, but I'm getting off subject. Getting back to the Verrucosum Sunset. Water it every 3 days. I fertilize during the summer and not so much during the winter time. And humidity 50-75. This is a pretty easy low maintenance plant. I'm very happy with the color. It's super striking. I really love the color. Well, thank you, new subscribers, old subscriber, viewers, likes, dislikes, thank you. And we'll talk to you or see you next video.